Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner with a record of 5 wins, 0 defeats, standing at 5 feet, 9 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds, fighting out of Lewiston, Idaho, representing Arnett's Martial Arts America. Please welcome Demitri Mowgli Morales. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner with a record of 6 wins and 7 defeats, standing at 5 feet, 8 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds, fighting out of Boise, Idaho, representing SDG Idaho. Please welcome Steven, the Pork Pounder, Stirewalt. The referee for this fight is Aaron Welling.
Well, we are set to go here for our professional fights here at Front Street Fights 36. Thanks for joining us on the Front Street Fights YouTube page, KTVB streaming, as well as KTVB 7.3 over the air. We are ready to go. Morales and Stirewalt. And Cam, one thing that I've noticed, of course, about Morales, he finishes fights. Every fight he's been in, he is taking care of it.
5 for 5. We'll see if he can make it 6.
Both these fighters right now just really trying to feel each other out. This is the testing phase. Steven just putting on a little bit of pressure.
Good separation there created by Stirewalt with the big right fist. I already love the matchups here, Cameron. This is good. Sometimes when you get in there, you're talking about fight chemistry. Some pairings just have it.
Dimitri's doing a really good job mixing up the high shots and the low shots. He's throwing the low leg kicks. He's going back to the head, mixing that very well. Steven was wary of it that time and threw a counter hook. It was great.
Some offense there from Stirewalt again from SPG Idaho. Huge shot there. He'll wear it on the chin as Stirewalt, as Morales will continue to march forward. Ankle grab there. Stirewalt will pounce into the corner, trying to get some shots in. Morales does a good job, though, to get the hands up. They didn't get through cleanly. Stirewalt, though, will take the driver's seat here against the cage as we are in round 1 of 3. The 5-minute rounds now that we've graduated on to the professional portion of the card, as Morales will hop back up, and he's jumping right back into the fire.
Stirewalt doing an excellent job not letting him get any ground, keeping control of the center of that cage.
You can feel the anticipating inside the Idaho Central Arena, a hush as everyone feels this fight could almost be over in a moment with the high-flying fireworks abilities that both of these fighters have.
Morales finally making it to the center of that cage, looking for his opening.
I wouldn't call it a lull, but finally a little bit of a slowdown here in the action as fighters now looking for those technical shots, as Stirewalt got a pretty good shot through the gloves, as it looks like Morales is cut above his lip there.
Steven's been a very technical counter fighter for a long time. It looks like he's looking to do that again with Morales. Morales is starting to throw some of the similar shots. Steven's getting wise to it, and he's looking to find his counter opportunities to either close distance or throw some hands of his own.
And a correction, it looks like he actually caught him in the nose. A little bit of blood coming out of the nose there from Demitri Morales, and that is important because as we talk to fighters, sometimes when you get hit in the nose, whether it hurts or not, it can be harder to breathe and get those deep breaths and to really recharge, especially as a fight would go into those deeper waters.
Absolutely. When the nose gets cut off, then you rely on your mouth and you're fighting your mouth guard. It becomes a whole thing very fast.
Again, we're in round 1 here, as about 2.5 minutes here into our first round is a good exchange there as both fighters getting some shots in. We've seen Morales, Cameron, so far trying some of these leg kicks.
Yeah, absolutely. He's using the hands to set up the leg kicks, but then he started to switch and use the leg kicks to set up the hands. Very wise. The big difference in the pro versus AMI is the pro fighters know the first shot that they throw isn't the one that they're looking to land and create a highlight reel. It's that second, it's that third shot. So setting those up along the way is crucial.
Something Morales has excelled at so far here is not just the speed of the strikes, but they are landing very well. Sometimes you see a fighter, the really quick shots, run the points up, but these are not only strong hits, they're fast hits, as it looks like we might have had an inadvertent shot below the belt here, as the referee's going to ask Stirewalt to go back to his corner, as he's explained to the referee he's in his red corner, but no problem here as we have a brief stoppage here as we give Morales a minute to...
As he recovers from this hit, you have to point out both fighters making great hits on each other and making a great job just wearing these hits.
And a shout out, of course, to Marky Mark Coates, who is in the chat here on YouTube. I see Mark Coates tuning in to join us. We'd love to see that. Thank you so much, Marky Mark, for joining us here on YouTube, and everyone around Idaho, the country, and the world here for Front Street Fights 36, as we are back to action here after the stoppage there for the inadvertent shot below the belt there. So both fighters get a little bit of a recharge.
Absolutely, a little bit of recovery for both. We'll see if they change any game plans or if they just stick to what they've been doing.
Time is winding down here in our first round as both fighters, I think, have got to be happy with some of the strikes they've landed. It seems pretty even so far.
It's definitely been so far in the striking, but Steven's been really able to capitalize on the cage fighting and the cage wrestling quite a bit. I'd be looking to close distance again. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. If he gets this thing to the ground, he can start to execute some of his skills there. I know Steven loves to bang, but we'll see if he switches the game plan to get a little bit more advantageous in his positioning.
I agree with that. The cage control is something to always keep in mind, as Stirewalt's done a good job cutting off the angles here. As the strikes are only one part of the category here, as we have the clap for the final 10 seconds here in our first round between Stirewalt and Morales here, as Morales will get some late round kicks in there. And that'll be the end of our first round of action. And I guess this is the first round that's been completed here tonight.
The judges are finally getting work for their pay. I don't envy them, though. That was a heck of a first round.
Let's take a look at Stirewalt's initial takedown and some of the exchanges there from round one. We'll see if we can get a shot of, it might have been that fist that got just the top of the nose, the bridge of the nose, as Morales also stinging Stirewalt there. Almost he cracked a smile, Stirewalt then, as he ate that one up against the chin.
Yeah, Steven's, I've known Steven for years and years and years. Former training partner, he's a great guy. I hate how much he loves getting punched. But he doesn't bother him.
Okay, so I didn't realize that. Both of my commentary partners tonight have something in common. They have been willing to stand in front of Steven Stirewalt and willingly take punches.
I've many rounds, lots of sweat, a little bit of blood, mostly mine. Yeah, I don't know how to make it sound fun. It's not.
I feel the mostly mine comment for sure.
He's a great instructor too. I took one of his boxing classes a number of years ago, and the way that he sees fighting and the technical aspect that he has as a teacher and as a student of the game, it definitely shows up in his fights.
Absolutely.
And it was cool to see him working in the gym as not only an athlete, but as a coach. And yes, you can see here as he's a great wrestler as well. The cauliflower ears, those are not just for show. You earned those.
Threw the double leg in there, got him down. He's got his hips against the cage. Dimitri's doing a good job posting. Steven needs to get his hips out from under him. He wants to get Dimitri's back flat. He doesn't want his back against the cage. It makes it tough to work from there. So see if he can continue to break down his posture or get his back to the mat.
While Stirewalt had an excellent takedown, Morales is doing a good job of creating that distance and finding his openings when he has the opportunity.
Great job by Morales to get back up to a vertical base here, as Stirewalt trying to take this to the mat for the first time here tonight.
Steven does have the underhooks as well. He does have a little bit of that advantage. We're doing some hand fighting on one side. He can change levels and go back to those legs if he wants to. Dimitri's really high on those legs. I'd be taking him out from under him if I'm Steven.
Morales trying to sneak in a knee to the midsection there to create some room there between Stirewalt, but Stirewalt, like white on rice, he's stuck to him right here.
The bulk pounder, pounding away.
Saw Stevens' hand go in between the legs there. That's to block some of those knees.
He does a good job there. You might have seen the left arm come down. It's so hard to time that when you're in the clinch like that, getting your arm down and not absorbing the contact. We saw Charles Rush here tonight take a shot to the midsection that ended it. But a great job by Morales getting out from against the cage. What will he do with it as he throws a major shot there? Stirewalt avoided major damage, but certainly took a shot.
Absolutely fantastic striking being seen right now. Great distance, great opportunities.
The speed from both of these fighters it's just so compelling to see them go back and forth here. Stirewalt throws a big rocket there as Morales just gets underneath it and returns with the shot to the midsection there on the left leg. What a shot there! Oh boy, right into the rib cage. That one already swelling up. You can see the red there on the right side of Stirewalt. That one stung him. And now a shot there to the top. Morales getting into a bit of a rhythm here as Stirewalt here still probing.
The way that a boxing guard works, it's really difficult to protect your head and your body at the same time. You're shifting. It's a game of inches, but there's still some shifting with that elbow sliding up and down the rib cage to protect your head and your ribs. Dimitri's doing a good job, like we talked about earlier, where he's throwing hands to the head. He gets Stevens' elbow up a little bit, and then he fires off that shot to the ribs with that kick.
Absolutely, and those inches can make a difference of milliseconds, and those seconds can decide the entire fight, whether you make that defense in time.
These kicks here from Morales, devastating, pinpoint. He's got a target that he's hitting right on the button. Stirewalt will do a good job, though, to push off the offensive, get him back to the cage with under 2 to go here in round 2.
Those kicks to the body are definitely landing for Demitri, but he's got a tremendous head kick on him. And I think he's probably looking to get Steven thinking, protecting his ribs, and then at the minute that he drops his glove, we may see a big head kick from Morales, or at least a big attempt.
So far, it seems like he's been happy to have the shots to the midsection, pulling out that head high kick. We have seen some fights here and in spectacular fashion. As a hush falls over the crowd here with 1:15 remaining in round 2. Great back and forth fight that has basically been on a vertical base.
Stirewalt trying to get that grappling game in, but Morales won't have it.
You may be able to hear both corners shouting out some mid-round adjustments in a fight like this that gets deeper and deeper. It's which fighter can adjust and find the vulnerability, find the hole. There's a great exchange there, as you can see Stirewalt again tagging the nose of Morales as he'll throw a return kick. Stirewalt steps away.
Great head movement by Demitri, fantastic job.
Be interesting to see if Stirewalt tries to take this to the ground, but he's very happy to stand up and strike.
Steven's a great wrestler, and he's even better at jiu-jitsu. I'd be throwing in some takedowns here as well.
20 seconds to go here in round 2. If this survives the next little bit, we'll go to a 5-minute final third round. As you can hear the final 10-second clap there as Stirewalt in control here against the cage. Morales holding on. As time will tick off the clock in round 2, this will go to the final phase, the third stage. Morales and Stirewalt here putting on a show to kick off the pro portion of our card. And I love to hear just what the corners are saying. I know that we're a little bit closer to the SBG corner, so I can hear what they're yelling at Stirewalt, but everybody, the Lewiston corner we'll call it from Arnett's, they've got some thoughts as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Making some adjustments. It's been a really close battle. Now we're going to look to see if we can get an edge here. Demitri Morales looks like he's doing a little bit of breathing heavy, grabbing some water. Totally understandable with the pace that he's been putting on this fight. Look to get him fresh, get him calmed down, and then go back to that mixing of the strikes that he was doing such a great job of, the head shots, the body shots. Let's keep those going. That's where he was finding his rhythm. That's where he was finding his target.
He did a great job towards the end there, where instead of repeating the same strikes over and over, he was mixing it up a bit, allowing him to get a few more hits in.
It's easy for me to sit here as the broadcaster and talk about adjustments. I've never fought. Cameron, how difficult is it to make those adjustments in between rounds? It's easy to, oh, do this, do that. As the fighter, being in there and actually making that change, something maybe you didn't prepare for.
That's why the clarity of mind is so important for the coach to get the fighter through. Is, hey, calm down, let's talk about this. Got a quick minute to tell you what I see. I know you might be seeing something. Here's what I see. Let's make this adjustment. Let's do this thing. Trust your coaches, trust your corner.
Final 5 on the board here for Stirewalt and Morales. A lot on the line for both gentlemen.
Stirewalt throwing some
He's got his
amazing
hips.
blows down.
And a takedown. Beautiful job.
Great double leg here as Stirewalt. That's an adjustment going to the mat. So we haven't seen anything in this type of action so far.
We haven't yet. We saw a takedown earlier. This time he's got the takedown and he's got him flat on his back. Steven's getting the knee on belly. He's going for that mount. This is exactly what I would have been telling him if I was in his corner in between rounds. Continue to work the top game. It's really hard for Morales to work from underneath. He's going to have to get out of there, and Steven's jiu-jitsu is legit.
Only a slight weight advantage for Stirewalt. He carries a different frame than Morales, making it a little tougher for him to fight out. But wait a way for Morales there to kind of jet out of the corner. We did see earlier on Stirewalt's first takedown, Morales in a better position to get back onto his feet. Not this time. Stirewalt really has him pinned down to the mat.
Morales is doing the right thing. He's getting his feet on the wall. He's looking to wall walk. You can sometimes hit a switch in that position. He pushed him away. Didn't quite get out from underneath Steven. Steven's going to be continuing to work that pressure. I think he just wants to wear him down until he can get back to mount. He is pushing that far side knee. Morales doing a good job of keeping his legs locked, though.
Under 3.5 to go here in our final round between Demitri Morales from Lewiston, Idaho, and Steven Stirewalt from Boise, Idaho. Crowd starting to get loud here.
Steven does need to stay busy. It's going to be critical for him to continue moving, continue looking to advance position, continuing to look to do some damage. He can't just be in a pinning position for too long or the ref will stand it up.
Absolutely, he needs to take advantage of finally getting down on the mat. It's the place he's been looking to get to for a while now.
Stirewalt's had some submission victories here at Front Street Fights. You may remember at 19 against Leon Taylor. And by the way, if you look at the beginning of Stirewalt's career, as Morales gets back up onto his feet, as the crowd gets into it, his corner, applauding him, and the amount of effort it takes to get out of that predicament, Cam.
Morales did a great job of providing such a great example of what posture does. He got his head up first, he got his shoulders over his hips, he got his hips over his feet, and he came right back up. Tremendous job by Morales, just executing his technique with his positioning and his body position.
Time to work here with about 2 minutes to go in our third round. Does Morales have a way to turn the tide as Stirewalt continues to bring the pressure here against the cage? You can also see here up close right against the cage, it appears that Morales did take a shot down there. He's got a bit of a bruise forming there right over the right eye. Doesn't look like it's impacting his vision so far, but with under 2 to go, it's all about finishing the next 2 minutes. You worry about that stuff later.
Yeah, we have been watching that mouse grow through this exchange and see if it affects him. Good base by Morales, getting his legs out wide.
So Stirewalt trying to go for that double leg scoop. Morales does a good job here again from a vertical base with 90 seconds to go here.
Steven has hand locks, he's got the gable grip. He let it go now, but he's doing a good job maintaining those underhooks.
You can truly see the experience here from Steven shine, just as he's keeping absolute technical advancement here on the cage.
Those sharp knees to the legs, to the quads, to the hamstring areas, trying to chop down the tree, so to speak.
You mentioned those knees. That's a really critical element of what's happening here. Demitri Morales does want to turn into Steven. He doesn't want to face him square. But every time he does, Steven throws a knee into that quad. And so you can see his feet going from side to side, debating which side he wants to go to try to escape from. Meanwhile, Steven's locking him up with those underhooks.
Final 50 seconds. Are there fireworks in store? Stirewalt doing his best to try to drag down Morales to finish this fight. Morales doing everything he can to create some separation. Maybe throw one bomb at the bell.
Good defense with the overhooks by Morales. Really good job to keep Steven from dropping and changing levels.
23 seconds to go here in our final round. As Stirewalt will push him up against the cage here. The final 10 on the clap.
Steven is looking to make a statement with this takedown here.
There he goes! As he'll get some shots in here. As that'll do it. A fantastic fight back and forth. We'll see how this one is officially scored. Stirewalt certainly taking a different path there in the third round. That might do it. We will see here as it comes down to the card. Instant reaction, Cameron. That was a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, tremendous adjustments by Steven for that third round. Those first 2 rounds were very, very close. We're going to see who the judges give the edge to.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights here from Steven Stirewalt. I think this takedown, as we'll watch after the combination, this ended up being one of the most pivotal moments of the fight. As you can see there, oh yeah, the raining elbows down. I think that was the shot that caught him right over the eye. You can see quite a bruise forming there. Stirewalt, though, as Justin, I think you touched on, that's where he showed some of the veteran moves, some of the veteran cage control as he was able to really shift the tide there. But a great fight there from Demitri Morales.
Absolutely, that technique just really shines in those moments. You love to see it.
So looking over at the scorer's table as the judges here are getting their final notes down. Thank you so much for joining us here on a beautiful Friday night here in Boise, Idaho. Front Street Fights 36. If you're just joining us, just wrapped up with Demitri Morales and Steven Stirewalt. This one goes to the judges' scorecard. But I'm already excited to see both of these fighters return here to Front Street Fights, Justin. That was great.
Absolutely, it was a great fight, and honestly, either way this goes, both the fighters did an amazing job. We saw some amazing striking, amazing takedowns. Both the fighters landing some awesome hits. They just taking the hits like they were nothing and continuing on. Like it was said earlier, when Steven takes those hits, he just smiles right back at you. And Morales, he matched that energy.
We talked a lot about the adjustments that we saw from the fighters. Taking it to the mat was impressive. Morales did a great job, though, of being relentless in terms of fighting back. We saw it earlier in the first round, fighting back to a vertical base. But it looks like the decision, no, maybe not, hold on. I thought I saw it handed off. My mistake. Still standing by, a lot to score. Of course, as we highlighted here a few moments ago, it's not just the strikes and it's not just the, I guess, the visual aspects of, okay, did he get punched, did he not get punched? A lot of great cage control there from Stirewalt, really controlling the angles as well. Absolutely. In the first 2 fights. But seriously, for Demitri Morales, if you think back to the first round, the fire he came out with, the speed of his strikes, not just the speed, but the amounts of them, and they were landing, and they were power punches.
Yeah, and you got to take into account too, while Stirewalt had the center of the ring, Morales a lot of the times was backing up intentionally, would bring him forward to land that kick, to land that punch, while Steven was doing an amazing job putting that pressure in over and over again and keeping that center control. Morales was just dancing around him without a care. He just would bring him forward and then meet his advancement with a kick. He saw the pressure and would just meet him over and over again.
As we hear the cheer from the SBG Idaho fans as Stirewalt looks across the cage and says hello to some familiar faces. Stirewalt, by the way, he's still ready to go. I know our video team showed him kind of shadow boxing the pad here. He's still fresh. But back to Demitri Morales, the 22-year-old. I mean, sky's the limit for him. You know, regardless of what this decision is here tonight, he shows so many great assets to his game. I love the speed of his strikes. I love the way that he moved. And he also showed us the kicks. We didn't, Cameron and I talked about it. I was hoping to see a high kick, you know, maybe a sudden stop. We'll get to Mike Thomas, though, for the final announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we move to the judges' scorecards. This fight has been scored 29-28 blue, 29-28 red. 29-28, your winner by split decision out of the red corner, Steven the Pork Pounder Stirewalt.
Steven Stirewalt, the Pork Pounder himself. Thrilled to have you back. I know you're anxious to get back in the win column. How are you feeling right now?
Hey man, I feel great. Yeah, I feel good. I won't complain.
Walk us through that fight, the first couple rounds, lots of striking. How are you feeling in those first couple rounds in those exchanges?
I felt good, man. Yeah, he was throwing those low kicks, and I could feel them kind of on my calf, but they weren't bothering me. You know, I was just trying to stay the course. We wanted to pressure this kid. We felt like he's tough, man. He's very good, talented. He'll be back. He'll be back better than ever, but we didn't think he'd fought anybody like us before, you know, so wanted to push that pace, grind on him a bit, make him tired. Feel like we accomplished that.
What did you notice coming out of the second round that led to the adjustments in the third round where we switched to a grappling style?
I mean, it was just working. And it's kind of like I said, what we worked on in training anyways. It's what we wanted to do. That's the plan we were planning on implementing. So just took it there.
Glad to have you back here at Front Street and glad to see you back in the win column. Give it up for Steven Stirewalt.